Like in the past, probably harder. Now it's a little bit more of an aggro deck.
All right, here we go. And this is Bill versus Seji. Going up the ranks. And we've got the Zoo versus the Rogue.
Interesting. Interesting matchup here. I think Zoo probably does better against the Rogue than Reno Lock. I'll say that much.
Yeah, and if depending on what Seji keeps, if he's mulliganed already, that's a pretty difficult hand to
Oh,
work
that is
with.
an atrocious hand if that's
I
his
think I,
actual
I
hand.
think he's already mulliganed though. I know. I think he's gonna mulligan now, or if he already did, that sucks. Um, he does have coin, which is like, nah, it's all right. But you don't. Yep. All right.
Okay.
That's much better. You gotta get rid of. He kept one of this, which I think is fine.
Interesting.
You want to keep something.
The
The
emotes. That's the first
emotes
we've
are
seen of
coming out.
that.
So, oh, that's see, Bill's really like it's really the emote game. You have to be like you gotta play
He
it.
knows how to roll with the
Yeah,
punches.
you gotta play the emote game pretty well. Thank yous are very good. Hellos, you gotta know when to like emote your hellos if you really want to max PM.
Yeah, you got to know when to threaten.
I feel like threaten is like the one you don't like if you really want to be cheeky, you don't need to use threaten. It's like a little bit too on the nose. You want to like yeah, give them the hellos, greetings,
Yeah, greetings is nice.
greetings.
I don't like greetings and then they go like to the most busted opener though. Like if you have the most busted opener, just don't say anything.
Just don't say it. Just let it speak for itself.
Really, in all seriousness, because otherwise it seems like you're trying to be
All right. So Seji has got coin. He's got coin in hand. He's got backstab, and he just does decide to pass, which is I guess fine. You don't like Void Walker, Void Collar is not exactly the most threatening thing. I think he was looking for better value targets.
opts to develop the 2/1 drops instead of the peddler. Always a little bit of a tough
Two
decision.
backstabs is really good, but not really anything to develop afterward. That 3 mana card is Shaku the Collector, which actually I haven't seen before.
It's starting to get a little more popular.
So whenever this attacks, add a random card to your hand from your opponent's class. That's perfect. See if that gets play. I'd like to see it work out.
Yeah, it's
Um,
a cool card for sure. I thought it was actually pretty decent on paper when they announced it. A lot of people were saying it was absolutely horrendous. I'm still not sure it's optimal, but it's definitely proven that it's not a bad card.
yeah, the zoo doesn't really have any way to deal with stealth minions, so he's always just gonna ignore it and keep going.
How
But
about that tech from Bill with the Crystal Weaver? We hadn't seen that up until now.
that is wow. That's so it's like a demon zoo.
Yeah, and this is what I've been seeing from the other zoos that I've run into very sporadically over the course of the past month or two. But looks like it's going to be pretty good in this particular situation
Yeah, look at
here.
all those demons on board. I think Seji's gonna have to start clearing if he really wants to. If he wants to make sure this happens. Claims
And
this
the random card
mistake.
is Malchezaar's Imp.
All right,
I mean, it's
it's
certainly not a clunky
playable
card.
and doesn't clear. And here it goes. You're gonna get a lot. Decides to take first. Oh, gets another imp. This is a good
Oh,
play from
that is a
Bill.
very nice play. I like that.
And just now taking place. Wasn't expecting that. That's a hard one. I mean, first of all, you don't see Zoo a lot in the ladder. You don't really know what people are going to be playing, and didn't think to clear.
Yeah, I mean, I just I don't know if I've ever seen anybody just hit the Imp Gang boss in and then get additional Crystal Weaver value like that. Just
That's
mostly because no one plays Zoo, but it's a nice interaction that I hadn't thought of.
is a really good one.
Especially considering it curves 3 into 4 just like that. You can
Yeah.
quite easily get some good value. I might have to pick Zoo back up.
So as Seji, you gotta get this board out of the way. You gotta start moving on this. You can't let this stay.
Yes, Seji's in trouble here. And he can't even bring out his Azure Drake yet.
Yeah, it's tough.
Going for...
The
Okay, I see what
eviscerate.
he's thinking here.
Keep the minion on board, backstab what you can, and then get rid of. I would have backstabbed some. I would have backstabbed and tried to like trade in a little bit, but I think I would have used like the abyss on the Imp Gang boss, but maybe he's just worried about the like sheer force of damage, which I think is a fair thing to worry about at this point. Um, Flame Imp is a good backstab target,
Yeah,
but
seems like he wants to go Azure Drake with the backstabs, which isn't bad, but I don't know if
he
it's
can't backstab the The reason that
Hmm.
I would have backstabbed something else is because you can only really remove the Imp Gang boss at this point with Eviscerate,
I
right? You
agree.
can't backstab it. You can't.
I think using one of the backstabs last turn and one this turn would have been optimal.
So now Seji has. I mean, he's got things in his hand. He can play if he can stay alive long enough to like. It's just a question of how he's gonna clear this board efficiently.
Yeah, Bill not having, he doesn't have a Doomguard or Soulfire in his hand, so he's not bursting. Okay, the backstab and the imp seems pretty much a
He
given
he
there.
wants to save at least one, I think, for the questing, but the question
Yeah,
is, can you take that much damage this turn? I think yeah, he's gonna try to save it, try to
maybe
get
the winning
something out of
play.
it, try to get something more value out of it.
Rips
But
the Doomguard.
the zoo's gonna just keep playing things. I think there's a way that you can guarantee a discard on the
Yeah,
silverware golem.
the way that his mana lines up, I agree. I think there is a guarantee. Trades the Imp Gang, keep the Malchazar's Imp healthy so he can draw off the Doomguard.
So Phantom Knives not bad. You really want what he needs is something to cycle it with, right? If he had like Gadgetzan here, there might be a chance with your prep, and then so you're just gonna have to get a large questing and hope he doesn't have an answer to it, and keep the board slightly
I wonder, is there anything he
manageable.
could find off of this fan that would give him a good
Eviscerate
shot? Abyss.
if he has
Another fan, I guess, might
another
be okay.
fan,
No, another fan wouldn't really do anything.
stealth,
Conceal.
or yeah, the conceal. I guess you do it. I mean,
He could
actually, I
actually.
think you don't want to because I think you want to give Bill the option of not going face, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think you stealth it.
Um,
I don't know. I mean, it would. I
I
guess it comes to
think you
six
have to
six. You have
attempt
to.
to set up lethal for next turn.
Okay. Because you do have Leroy, right? So you can have Leroy. You're gonna have 8 damage on that and Leroy, which is that's close.
Yeah, Goldshire Footman, the People's Champ, may have something to say about that, though. Oh,
Oh,
well, there
also
goes
the
that, but
defender, I
yeah.
guess. So if Bill is being smart, he's not gonna play the Doomguard just yet. Or he can still go for it, YOLO Doomguard.
You still can. If he actually doesn't play the
And plays the
Goldshire, though,
Goldshire.
yeah, Goldshire Doomguard
Is
would have been
That's
the
a winning
play.
play.
He gets to
People's
draw two cards
champion.
as well.
Come on, ready for action. Let's do it. He does get to draw. He's thinking about it. It's very scary to be facing down that stealth 6/6.
Yeah, and let's think about what would be the options
He's
for
gonna play it. He knows what he's doing. He gets it. That might just be enough. Like that, I don't think that
I'm
Seji
just
can
really curious
get
to see
through the. I don't know if he can get through the Goldshire.
if he actually is that
Mm.
would that have been lethal though? I guess
Wait, is it still lethal? He's got patches. He's got Leroy.
I don't think so, but hopefully he'll play it out for us, and
We're
I
gonna
guess we
play it
can
out.
figure it out and see
We
if it
can't
would have
count. That's
been.
not our job. We're not
Yeah,
counting this out. He's got
counting is very
10,
very hard.
16, 15. It's not close. It is not close, unfortunately.
Okay, so even without the Goldshire, he would have been two off.
Yeah. Well, he could have picked up something, right? Like I don't know.
Something better than patches.
Yeah.
Close game yet again, but Bill manages to eke out game one there with the zoo over
The
the
rogue.
rogue.
So now Bill's got the mage deck and oh no, he's wait, hold on. I think these are actually flipped. Sorry, I think we've missed. I think these are flipped. I think that this is um this is Bill's lineup over the rogue deck. It's flipped.
Is it?
Yep. So that was Seji over there. So Bill's got
Oh, you're right.
mage and shaman, and Seji is now playing with warrior, rogue, and mage.
Ah, yep, they switched him.
Yeah, they switched them. Getting misinformation here from our team.
The old switcheroo.
All right, going back in now. If you
NA
were
Matt.
Seji, what would you do? Sticking with the rogue. Really has faith in it. And Bill is doing the classic, the pirate, all aggro all the time. He was just saying that he decided to switch things up and do some aggro this tournament, which I think is, I mean, it's he's really being rewarded for it. Like the
Yeah.
tempo mage has done really well for him. Zoo is everybody hasn't been able to predict that the zoo would be doing that good.
Yeah,
So,
when you pilot those type of refined, proactive aggro decks properly, they can just win. And that's what he's been doing so far.
so Rokan's not great again. You got at least one active play.
Another threaten from
Another
Seji.
threat, just being really just
Hmm.
threatening.
A thanks from Bill.
Always thank your threats. Always thank the threats. Now for Bill, you want to start clearing, and you've got a turn two. You don't really. You could coin out a turn. No, you couldn't coin because you'd be overloaded. He's going to run into the Buccaneer. Really, just deciding that. I guess basically knowing that he's probably going to get 3 damage this turn and 3 damage next turn, not really having an answer to that. I actually think that's pretty good because you don't want your golem to die for free. And
Yeah, I generally run the totem golem out there in that case, but this certainly isn't bad, and I'm interested to see
he's gonna
how it
take
pans
six
out
damage,
for
but
him.
he's gonna at least establish a totem golem that can't really,
Ooh, now that is
that's
good.
pretty good. That's a clean trade there. And Seji
Ooh, and a
always
heads
late
up play
game
by Bill by not even playing the totem golem there, which I would have done every time. He's instead gonna,
coin out the flame tongue,
yeah,
or not the flame tongue, excuse, coin out the flamery faceless. I mean,
I
you're worried
mean,
about sap, but like you
exactly.
can't really play. Like if you're gonna go big,
Yeah, the smallest chance of him having sap is right now, so normally not a play I would do because I always play around sap, but I like Bill's line here. I think it might be correct.
doesn't get the sap, so it's really like probably gonna take at least 7 damage here. Might get it next turn,
The
but
Drake coming down.
this is a tough time for Seji and this rogue. And I think if you're Bill here, guess you play your totem golem. I think he's thinking about overloading. I mean, if you're gonna overload, you overload on turn 5, so you can play Aya on 6, right? You've got Flame Tongue. You don't want to leave it out there. I guess he could. I guess he's thinking about hero powering.
Must be, yeah.
You don't want the golem to die for free, or to
Oh, he's
the
gonna trade the 7/7 to the 4/4
7/7.
here.
That's right.
I like that.
Yeah. And Seji picks up a prep, which can help grow his questing adventurer, and he's got his like Leroy cold blood combo in hand.
That's 14 out of hand, and Bill's only at 23, so yeah.
Plays it. He's gonna have to. He's getting 10 damage this turn, going down to 11. And there's a lot of first in Bill's hand. And here comes that
Oh, wow.
Flame Tongue Totem. And he can get 4 more extra damage with the charging minion. That
Uh-oh.
is pretty strong.
Yeah, Seji's just gonna be,
This
well,
is tough. This is
Shaku. I mean, you never
You never know.
know.
That's
Is there a
true.
shaman card that could
Healing
do
Wave
it?
doesn't even let it happen. Not even a chance. Just wants to go for the like prep into the win.
Yeah, that's incorrect for sure,
I mean,
but
I think he thinks he's gonna lose. Like he had the one chance,
it would be
like
hilarious if it's some random
healing wave.
card. What?
Oh
What?
baby,
I'm sorry for screaming, everyone, but he actually had lethal.
he got lethal.
He had lethal if he did it with Shaku first. He could have put
Oh,
Wind Fury prep. on his Leroy
I
with
mean,
the cold blood.
how do you
You gotta
predict?
do the fundamentals every time though and give yourself the out.
Yeah, oh
That
my
is
god.
unreal.
Brutal, brutal right
That is what Hearthstone is all about right there. That's why you don't run around in the outfield and try to
there.
do some weird fancy thing. You gotta draw your cards first.
Oh yeah, that was tough. That
I
was an
th-
out.
I don't think I actually think that was lethal.
Would it be lethal even if you had done it, even if you hadn't put the cold bloods on the. You didn't need to put the
He
cold
just
bloods on the
attacked with
Shaku.
Shaku. Le-
Leeway, cold blood,
Prep the Wind
double.
Fury.
Oh, that would have
That's
been.
the only card.
That would have
That's
been.
unreal.
Times
Unreal.
are tough all over.
You gotta play to your outs, you know?
And it looks like we got Pirate Warrior against the Tempo Mage.
Remember how Pavel managed to eke out the
Yeah,
win against Amnesia? You gotta go for it.
you gotta go. I mean, I keep it. It's as
It's
good
a
as it'll
random
ever
card that
be.
you could get.
As good as it'll ever be. On one. And that's
Arcane
pretty good.
Missiles is huge off of book.
Oh man, that's so rough.
I mean,
I'm like salty thinking about it, just like looking at that. But it's true, you have to play to your outs, and even if there's like a 1% chance that would be, I mean, you could have gotten Healing Wave, you could have gotten a lot of stuff.
yeah.
And
That's why you're playing Shaku, right? I mean, it gives you that's kind of the whole point of the card. You want to have that random
random
roulette
out.
chance of getting an out or some busted card.
That
So
was
you
the
got to kind of
busted
play for
card.
it. That's an unforgettable game, though. I think that's probably one we'll all remember for a long, long time.
That was pretty great. And so now I think you're just coasting on, just like waiting to draw. If the warrior's not playing his threats, then I think you're in an okay position. Coining out. Bloodstone cultist. So what do
See
you
if he's
do
going to
here as
respect the
Bill?
Thalnos or not.
I think he is. He's deciding. Or did he already go? He already went.
Yeah, it's a tough call because he is one of these hands where every point of damage counts, and you want to just keep them on that clock. But at the same time, we know there's Arcane
So many
Blast.
things you can get value off of. Arcane Blast, dealing for missiles. He respects it. I think that's right. I think he's in a better position for that. I mean, he still has a clear, but at least you don't get like double.
Yeah, sorry for freaking out after that play, everyone, but you can't really even imagine any play is more exciting than that.
Had it, lost it, no justice.
Ooh,
And now he's got so many little pings there. Doesn't even need to take it.
360 no scoped.
Yes. Just arcane missiles everywhere. Magic missiles D&D style right there. And just goes for it. Why not?
I like it.
Why not? You have it right now, you might as well.
I think that
It's
was actually
not
super
going anywhere
correct.
else. Arcanite Reaper, Race to Face, 2017.
Phil's got Rag, actually, worth noting. We haven't seen his Rag pop up in his Tempo Mage. Very old school, kind of couple months ago, straightforward, proactive
You got 8
Tempo Mage with
damage
Rag.
missiles to face. I think you just do it, right? Just send everything to face. I mean, what is he worried about? I guess like a board developing that he can't like that he doesn't have the reach for.
It's a really, really tough call.
You've got your turn 7, you've got your turn 8. You have it in hand. You couldn't anything you draw is just like bonus probably burn at that point.
Maybe just use one
Saving
of
it for
them to
Flame
not put him
Waker.
into Mortal Strike.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Mortal Strike range. Always thinking about that. That's smart.
He's going full YOLO.
I mean, he has Mortal Strike, but double like he's worried about double Mortal Strike. Like, you can't even play at
Yeah, he
6.
can't play both.
So just going for it.
No, it seems correct. I do like his decision to go for it
He
there.
can't double Mortal Strike. He could like even a Charger into Mortal Strike. That's 8 plus
It,
5.
it, it opens up the lethal. It opens up one lethal of Heroic Strike, Mortal Strike. That's the only difference
Heroic
putting him
Strike,
under
Mortal
12.
Strike.
Heroic
Yeah.
Strike, Mortal Strike would not have been lethal if he was above 12. Now that he's below 12, it is.
Okay, so that was like the one thing.
pretty much, but I still think it was actually the correct play for sure. You can't play around a two card combo like that, and he
I mean,
needs to push
we know
lethal.
it's right because he doesn't have it, but if he drew it, it would have been tough.
Yeah,
And like, what's like, is there any harm in saving that second, like that second one mana spell for later? You've got your 7, you've got your 8. So if he survives, like,
really tough call, but I think I'm fine with Bill's line of using both of them there actually. I feel like it opens up his potential to maybe draw lethal for this turn.
hmm
Maybe not. Um, yeah, I agree. That's what I was thinking too.
Captain Blood's,
Yeah, I think you want to upgrade your Arcanite Reaper 9 times out of 10 because every time you upgrade that, you're getting an additional 6 damage plus, which seems really good. Not to mention that with the line that Seji just took here, it doesn't really set up lethal. Actually, may give Bill an opportunity
to
to
take
swing it
lethal.
around.
I think you play your 7 mana. You have the option to draw, but I think, getting a 5 mana creature out is just as good. And you're close, but you're not that like he's at 9. He must be thinking like, do I ping? Do I like he like 9 is lethal within lethal range, but he's got a what, 1 damage weapon, so he can run.
Fire Lens plus Leroy, I see people saying. Is Reckless Rocketeer a thing too in that mana cost, or is
No, I think
6?
Reckless is
Oh
6
yeah.
because it's the slightly worse Leroy.
Someone beat me with that the other day. It was so triggering.
I was like, why do you have this in
Oh, now
whatever
this is a
legend rank you
G
are?
play by Bill, a play that I considered but didn't mention.
Wow.
Actually hitting that, which makes a lot of sense because it sets up for the Rag Lethal. We know that
Mm.
Seji's got a couple minions though, so it's not going to be that easy.
But that was pretty good.
Yeah, really, really good play.
Next level plays. You could upgrade your Win Axe and get a 4. Does it protect you? You might even want to consider armoring up.
True. Going for the axe.
Yep, and upgrading the axe, armoring up. I think
Well,
he
he can
he
upgrade it.
feels. Oh, not upgrade it. Sorry, he can't upgrade it because he doesn't have a pirate. That's tough.
So now it's
Just an
50-50
axe.
for Bill.
Just an axe. All right, here it goes. I mean, he set it up really well, so I don't feel so bad about the
Oh,
RNG
it's not a
here.
50-50. Excuse me there, everyone.
Is
Of
it not?
course, he played the 3-4 there smartly.
Oh, there we go.
Smart.
So
Oh, it's still a
it's
50-50
still a
though. Right, right, still
50-50. Yeah,
50-50. Not
still a
100%.
50-50, not 100%. He has to hit it. Doesn't do it this turn. That gives.
Although, Seiji not able to find any
Yeah, Seji would
direct.
have had like a few outs if he had a charger there. It's really tough. It was a really close game here. I mean, that was not an easy win for Bill.
Not at all. Really like the lines he took. I do honestly think that well, it's not over yet, so let's
It's
not
still
count the
not
chickens
over
before they
yet.
hatch.
Fireland's just a little bit too off. Maybe you ping your acolyte, or do you want to start? I think he wants to kill the frothing.
And take the 50-50.
No, you're
Oh no,
guaranteed.
no,
You're
you got.
guaranteed the rag shot for sure. But
Well, you could go for the 50-50 for game. That's retarded though. I don't know why I said that.
I mean, it's. I think you're right. I think he's doing
Actually,
it.
you do
So
go for that. I guess you do. Yeah.
just take it,
Oh no,
cause
of course you do because at least you kill the minion if it doesn't.
right. And
Long
you
day.
win.
And Bill gets there with
You
the
can hear the people
50-50
in the back
shot.
just thinking of
Yeah.
seeing that go. Uh, I think that's right. I think that was good. I mean, you were at 3 life, so he either wins next turn or loses next turn, right?
Yeah. Bill played really well that game. I think Seji's decision to not go captain into cultist and upgrade his Arcanite that turn
Mhm.
probably cost him there. Well played by Bill for sure, though. Most people would certainly not Firelands Portal a 1-1.
Yeah, that's really impressive.
And that puts Bill up 2-0.
Yep, 2-0. We're saying I guess he's got his last one is the zoo deck, right? No.
No, he got a
He's
win
got
with
sorry.
that.
He got a win with the zoo deck, so it's the shaman deck, I think. He's got his we're these we're flipped around a bit, but yeah, I think he's got his shaman left, and
Yeah,
that's it.
it's confused.
And the question is, what do you do? I think, I mean, you got warrior, you got rogue. He's trying really hard with his rogue. I'm curious about this mage deck that Seji's bringing. Is it freeze? I don't, who knows? Is it freeze mage? Is it arena mage?
Tempo.
Tempo again. Maybe not the first person to think of tempo in a tournament setting. Tempo mage still looking really good. Like what did it gain from this expansion? I mean, it was
Nothing,
still
I don't
very
think.
strong, but I don't know if it gained that much.
It actually might not run a single new card. I guess we have to think. I don't know. Was that
Was that game?
match?
I thought we had. I thought we still had the shaman card. Shaman. That was
Was
three.
that three? Everyone, excuse us if we're
Sorry,
off
we're like
there.
totally out of it right now. Did we see the shaman win? It's like we've seen Bill win so many times. We can't keep it down.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Okay. So
Okay,
Bill is
well,
moving on.
apparently Bill won. We are a little bit behind with the overall standing of that match.
So That's pretty great. And Bill's here with his family. He's got his fam over here doing stuff. So it's pretty great. It's a pretty great atmosphere. We're gonna be right back as they set up for the next turn.